tackle on this side. It's gonna be easier.
It's gonna be easier?
No, sir, no, sir, no.
Can we quote you on that, Champ?
The sport of boxing. And of course, it's blood, sweat, and tears. And I truly feel like everybody's put in a certain position for a certain reason. And it's always been one of my ultimate goals was to get to the pinnacle of the sport and only push myself to the limit by facing the best. And he's a young champion. What else can I say? He's a young champion. I feel like experience-wise, I have a lot more experience. I don't really know too much about his amateur background. A lot of times, Mexican fighters, the amateur background is not really that large, but they have a lot of experience, at a very young age, boxing professional. So I think it's obvious he has done something thus far to get to this point, and I feel I can make adjustments and I can adapt to any situation that I'm put in when it comes to getting inside that sport circle.
Why him though? Why Canelo? Why did you decide that?
Hopefully you just heard what I said. It's obvious you're not listening. I just said it's about getting to the pinnacle of the sport and facing the best they got out there, and he's one of the best guys out there at this particular time.
It's been a while since you fought two fights so close together. Why did you choose to come back so soon?
If you guys don't know, if you guys heard about my deal, I said I was going to be active. These are the things I've been saying. So, before you guys come to the round table, before you come to the table, do your homework. Do your homework. Just don't read a lot of negative things. Do your homework and find out what's going on. I said I was going to be very active so I could stay sharp and I could be at the top of my game.
So should we expect you to fight 4 months after this fight as well, or?
I just want to stay, like I said before, I just want to stay active, continue to go out there and get the people excitement, and test myself and push myself against the best guys that they got out there in the sport of boxing.
When you fought Oscar at 154, it was 154. You didn't ask for anything. What was the reason for the catch weight?
Once again with this, I'll let Leonard answer that, and then I can piggyback off that.
Okay. Yeah, I want to be very clear on this. His manager, Reynoso, a couple weeks prior, he put it out there. He suggested that he was willing to take his kid and fight at a catch weight.
So I think, me myself, I think that I guess he called himself pulling my card. So when you do something like that, of course my team come to me and they say, Floyd, this is what we have on the table. What do you think about it? I'm like, well, let's make it happen. So of course you're gonna go back and forth with negotiating. Then you guys gonna come up with the terms that the teams come up with. As far as Richard and Al or Richard and Leonard, they're gonna come up with the terms that they come up with. And then, as fighters, we either agree or we don't. And you see, as far as with the Pacquiao fight could have happened in the past. It didn't happen. It didn't happen because it wasn't my fault. Like I said before, only thing I want to do is be on like I said before, even playing field. I feel like every fighter should go through the same obstacles I go through, and that's what it takes if you want to be at the top.
What did you make of Pacquiao now saying that he's going to go through drug testing, body testing for his next fight?
I just bet he is now. I just bet he is now.
I mean, do you think that if he had said something like this when you first proposed it, that fight would have come off? I mean, he's 3 years behind your thinking.
Well, as you can see, and I don't know the young fighter name. He's another Filipino fighter. Yeah, they try to make it seem, as y'all know, I'm the pioneer of talking about let's get random blood in urine testing to clean the sport of boxing up. Then you go see that they trying to make it seem like, of course, you go and see Jim Lampley praise this guy, talking about he's the one. I mean, just look at the sport, And another thing we really need to clean up in the sport, which I really don't understand, if I beat Miguel Cotto for the WBA championship, I think it's too many belts in the sport of boxing. I think we need to clean. We really need to clean the sport of boxing up. Because how am I the WBA champion? Then if I beat Miguel Cotto for the WBA championship, how did Trout beat him for the WBA championship? These are the things I just don't understand about what's going on in the sport of boxing. We really need to clean the sport up. You know, I don't have anything against no sanctioning body, but we have to. This is professional level, so I feel like we should handle business in a professional manner. You know, I feel like there's too many championship belts out there, and if you look at it, Trout paying the sanctioning fee, the same year I'm paying the sanctioning fee, then now they're saying Canelo's the WBA champion. So, like I said before, I just don't really understand what's going on in the sport of boxing at this particular time. But if I can help, you know, and I know if Richard can help or Leonard can help, they're already doing the best that they can do to clean the sport of boxing up. And so we really need to get the things under control.
What about after you clean up and you get this contract fulfilled, doing numbers, you'll have 49-0, right? Am I correct? 49-0?
And don't ask me about breaking no records. Don't ask me about breaking no records, because I already know where you're going with this. Cause they ask the same. They ask the same thing over and over. We take one step at a time.
Yeah.
We take one fight at a time. Once we reach, you know, we only hope for the best. Right. Once we reach 49, we know, that's what it is.
Oh, because
No.
Okay. What you do?
Listen, Marciano. Listen. Congratulations to Marciano, what he did in the sport of boxing. I have nothing against the guy. Right. He's one of the guys that paved the way, for me to be where I'm at. And, like I said before, I'm never gonna get my credit that I'm due. Like I can't say I didn't fight in those guys' era. I'm in a total different era to where it takes 6 months to build a pay-per-view fight. Right. Whereas then you got guys fighting once a month. You got guys fighting some guys, 4 and 5 times. This is a different era. I feel like in my era, only thing I want to do is continue to beat the best that's put in front of me in my era. That's the only thing I can do.
Okay, thank you.
Why do you still feel like you're not getting the credit you deserve?
I can care less if I do or if I don't. I can care less.
Well, why do you think you're not?
I can care less. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, you mentioned it.
Oh yeah, I'm saying, of course. I just feel like, no different from like, when I look at Ali's career, and I truly believe that he was a remarkable fighter, truly unbelievable. And then I feel that he stood for a strong cause in his era, which took him to a very high level. But when he was at the top of his game, he was beating every fighter. They talked very, very bad about him. They was talking very, very bad about him. Then once the man can barely talk and barely walk and can barely write, people want to praise him then. I feel like if I got to basically, because I feel like there's nothing cool about taking punishment. There's nothing cool about taking punishment. I feel what's so great about my career is that I was able to dominate for so long. And it's not my fault that I'm able to make A and B level fighters, because this is what they rate these fighters. A and B level fighters, I'm able to make them look like D level fighters. That's not my fault. Like I said before, there's a difference between being talented and God gifted. And so don't praise me, when I'm an old man, I can barely walk. But like I said before, I'm going to be able to walk and talk and be strong when I'm older, because one thing about Floyd Mayweather, I'm not going out there to take no punishment. It's not cool with taking punishment. That's not cool. What's cool is to be able to come to the sport, and change the sport and help the sport become a better sport for the young fighters that's up and coming, that comes behind me, years and years behind me also.
Floyd, will your camp be the same as it was for Guerrero? Will your dad and Roger split the duties, and then on fight night will your dad be in the corner and Roger take a secondary role?
Well, it's really not splitting the duties. My dad is my trainer. Of course, I feel like if I'm in a position to work with two of the best trainers in the world, why not?
Is Roger's health going to be good enough?
I truly believe so. I feel like we're in
a
a position to make sure he get the best help. The best health care. So why not? You know, everything's been working right thus far, so we'll continue to go out there and do what we do.
The reason I ask, because it worked out so well in the Guerrero fight, having your dad as your head guy and Roger, you know, as your support person helping you.
Is it getting tougher and tougher for you to find opponents that can make these kinds of events and make them interesting?
Well, it's really not that. You know, I'm just, you know, and I got to commend just Leonard and Al and Richard. They do a tremendous job. When I say a tremendous job, as far as, you know, I feel like we look at things as long term. When I say long term, as far as, okay, we see a young kid that's, you know, he's a good puncher. You know, he's a solid boxer, and he already has a pretty solid fan base. And he has a country behind him. So we take this guy and say, you know what? We'll put him on the undercard of the biggest guy in the sport. They're right by each other anyway. And the ultimate goal is to build this kid to a level so, you know, those two can fight and, of course, do crazy numbers. Of course, that's the ultimate goal. It's just business. I understand business. And I think it was a brilliant game on it. I think it was a brilliant game.